department for 9 years, I have never seen a corruption of this magnitude during the 34 years that I was in public service. Mr. Senate President, good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, at the outset, allow me to express my appreciation to your committee for setting, for hearing Senate Bill 1215, even if the Senate is on break. And in that regard, let me express my appreciation for the effort of the Senate President in filing this very important measure. Now, I consider the passage of this law as urgent. And in that regard, I join the call of our chairman to request the President to certify this measure as urgent. Why do I consider this measure as urgent? Mr. Chairman, I think it cannot be denied that our people today are angry. They are angry because of what they see to be the massive corruption in government. Mr. Chairman, I was in the Senate for 24 years and in the Executive Department for 9 years. I have never seen a corruption of this magnitude during the 34 years that I was in public service. And today, Mr. Chairman, in public gatherings, you hear people in unison chanting anti-corruption drives. Last Sunday, I was in the LaSalle UP game and basketball game, and for the first time, I see the two cheering squads of these rival universities cheering one chant. Ikulong ang kurakot. Ikulong na yan. And this is a reflection of how our people feel today. And often the question is asked, how did we get here? How did we get to witness such massive corruption in our midst? I have a simple answer. To me, Mr. Chairman, it is the culture of impunity that we see in our midst today. And this impunity, to me, is because of the failure of our citizenry, to observe the rule of law. They have disregarded the rule of law because people feel that they can get away with wrongdoing. They can feel that they can commit crimes without fear of being punished. In other words, Mr. Chairman, in my humble opinion, it is the failure of our justice system. And I was part of that once, as Secretary of Justice for 4 years. Indeed, I must admit that, I may have failed to do what is needed in order to improve at least the perception of our people on our justice system. And the failure is from the investigation, prosecution, adjudication, and in the punishment phase. There is a failure of our institutions to enforce compliance with the law. And therefore, we see the impunity that we see today in our society. But talking of institutions, we have enough, in my mind, institutions in our system today that should address these anomalies. But we must admit that there is that we see the failure of the system to effectively prevent corruption. The Ombudsman, under the Constitution, has the mandate to punish and prevent these anomalies. This is a constitutional power. But today, we need this body being proposed by the Senate President in his bill because of the unrest that we feel in our midst and the need to restore the faith of our people in our democratic system of government. My submission, Mr. Chairman, is that this commission should not be a new body that will be perpetually funded and existed. We have enough institutions in our democracy. In my view, we have to strengthen them. But in the meantime, let us have this ad hoc body in order to restore the faith of our people in our justice system and mollify the people, make them believe that democracy is still the best system for our governance. We therefore urge the chairman and the committee to immediately report to plenary the bill of the Senate President after this committee hearing, and that it be calendared for debates in the Senate before the Senate tackles the national budget. We urge the President, and I join the call of the Chairman, to certify the same as urgent. Mr. President, there are precedents to the creation of the ICI. There are precedents. Recall, the most famous, of course, is the Agrava Commission, which was formed in 1986. And you have the Davide Commission, the Feliciano Commission. All of these, Mr. President, were fact-finding bodies, the same as what is envisioned in Senate Bill 1252, because it is consistent with the Constitution that this body be created to be given fact-finding powers, and all of these bodies before, whose existence were challenged in the court, were all sustained by constitutional, except for the Truth Commission. And the Truth Commission was decreed by the Supreme Court as unconstitutional because of the Equal Protection Clause, when the EO itself said that it shall cover only investigations of anomalies of the past administration. That was considered as violative of the Equal Protection Clause. I have other comments on the other parts of the bill, Mr. Chairman, but I will end this opening statement with an acknowledgement of my appreciation to the committee for setting this early. We reiterate our call that this be given top priority by the Senate leadership, and once more allow me to express, I think I would echo the appreciation of our people on the effort of the Senate President to file this bill. Thank you very much.
Ako po, sangayon ako sa sinabi mo, DRILON or prank DRILON. Sabi nga ni Congressman Ungab, at nasabi natin na itong korupsyon sa administrasyong Marcos, sobra. Talagang nakakagimbal. Mga kababayan, saan ka mga kukita? Ha? Presidente, under his umbrella, which is under the executive branch, itong DPWH, nag-appoint siya ng ICI. At mantakin mo, yung ICI, kasi ang gusto ni Bongbong Marcos trial by publicity. Ayaw i-iri. Ayaw niya i-televise, ayaw niya i-livestream. Ngayon, nagpasya ngayon yung ICI na i-livestream na mga kababayan after na mapatawag itong si Martin Romualdez. See? Ngayon pa, after na mapatawag itong si Martin Romualdez. At ang masaklap nito, itong ICI na ito, is redundancy sa trabaho nitong ombudsman. Ngayon, ang ombudsman, allegedly, naghihintay ng recommendation ng ICI kung sino yung makakasuhan. Imagine with the magnitude sa pagnanakaw itong mga putang ina, allegedly, na involved itong si Martin Romualdez at Saldico and cohorts. Dinidiscount nila, parang binabaliwala. Now, itong nagsasalita against sa kanila na grabe ang korupsyon at siya mismo nagdi-deliver, siya ay naghatod sa bilyones na kwarta dito sa Malacanang. Allegedly, sabi niya na bahay yun ni Romualdez. Maniniwala ba kayo bahay ni Romualdez? May bahay si Romualdez dun sa Purpose Park. Bakit pupunta ba dun sa Malacanang? O sino yung nakatira dyan sa Malacanang? Ngayon, ang iniimbestigahan nila, itong Bulacan. Pero yung baluarte ng Pangulong Marcos, bakit tahimik kayo? Hilong pas mga manatan. Sabi ni Ombudsman Remulla, may mga iba dyan, mga congressman, tahimik lang, gusto nila isauli, ganito, ganyan. You could imagine, nasa batas natin yun. Prohibiting to participate any bidding sa ating gobyerno. Nasa batas yun, conflict of interest. Tapos ito sasabihin mo, Buyeng Remulla, kung sa amin pa, yawa nga dako. Bakit? Pag tingnan mo, gusto mong imbestigahan yung confidential fund ni OBP, na-cleared naman yun ng COA. Pero itong bilyones na marami na nagli-link, allegedly, kay Martin Romualdez Saldico na hindi pa na cancel yung kanyang pasaporte, nag-enjoy pa doon sa Spain or saan man banda sa Europe. 5-star hotel pa, pero yung mga biktima ng flood control ng mga hayop na to, lubog sa baha, Wala, nag-i-enjoy lang. Pero kayo, hilong pas manatag. Yung ICI ngayon, nagpasya na dahil sa lagi nating binabatikos kasi hindi nila tinetelevised o hindi na live stream yung hearing nila. Malay natin, masig nagsabot mo dihag, pila akong habahin dire. Diba? Politiko yung na-appoint ni Marcos Jr. dyan. Kasi kung may involved na politiko dyan or malapit sa luwag or sa kaldero ni Marcos, I don't know, whatsoever, posibleng ma-influensyahan niya. Posible hindi ko sinasabing influensyahan niya. Dahil, yun nga, due to technical, yung anak ng ating ombudsman, Remulla, makalaya dahil sa technicality. Pero hindi yun mawawala na nabaiba siya. Wala ako sinabing may mali, pero technical daw, kaya nakalabas yung kanyang anak. Mga kabayan, kung kayo po ay bago lang sa ating channel, pahingin ang gabi. Masubscribe niyo ang ating channel kung gusto niyo ang mga video kagaya nito. God bless, ingat po kayo palagi. Mahalin natin ang ating bansang Pilipinas.